I found my own technique of levitation and telekinesis, but actually I used voodoo magic. I found the way, so I mix it with voodoo magic.
Oh fuck, oh what the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, can you talk? Can you talk, bro?
Shit! Oh,
Can you say something,
is
bro?
flying. Oh shit!
Hey, bro, it looks like you're balancing in the air.
Come with the phone, man. Come closer. Amazing.
So they put the truth in the movies and the lies in real life. So this is a scene from the movie X-Men Apocalypse. This movie right here is going over what's going to be happening when the Annunaki come back. And the Annunaki is represented by Apocalypse himself. So in this scene, Apocalypse or the Annunaki is saying how the world needs to be cleansed. And now pay attention to what she says.
You can't save the world just going around killing people. There's laws, systems in place for that kind of thing.
So you gotta understand that this man Apocalypse stands for the Anunnaki. He represents the Anunnaki. Now the Anunnaki are the ancient black gods who come from other galaxies, other worlds, other star systems, and created our ancient ancestors. Now, she just said that there's systems in place, you can't go around killing people, this and that, there's laws and whatever. Now he's looking at her like, nigga, what? Because you gotta understand that from the Anunnaki's perspective, they're the ones that created these ancient people and put them on the planet. And they're the ones that made it so that we have all type of godly like powers and shit like that. And we can manifest anything. So he looking at her like, what nigga? You talking about systems in place, you're a god. Now pay attention to what he says. My child, why do you enslave yourself? Pay attention, y'all. Now he's activating her DNA. He's awakening her DNA. Now let's run that back. He said, why do you enslave yourself? I'm gonna make you stronger. And referred to her as his child as well. But you gotta understand, they literally put the truth in the movies as to what's going to happen. This is prophecy. This is inevitable. That when these people come back, they're going to give all of us a huge DNA upgrade so that we can take back the planet that was taken over by these same beings that we created. And he literally said it before as well. He said, why do you enslave yourself? Literally, you gotta understand that mental slavery is the #1 thing which holds us. I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about everybody. Mental slavery. That's what it is. The fact that we have motherfucking birth certificates and all this other bullshit. And niggas be talking about, oh, there's laws and shit. Nigga, fuck that bullshit. Like and follow for part 3.
And Why is a good man, probably one of the best men I know, now dead. Before I'd left, they were already starting what they call a 9-line, which is a medevac request. They're sending out a medevac request, then all of a sudden it's not a medevac request. All of a sudden we had a helicopter show up because, like I told you, it was a large precipice and the shit had dropped. So the helicopter just came up from the drop. They had dropped netting, which is like cargo netting. It's like squares. We were told we had to bundle him up. And we get another bigger helicopter, but it's almost like a Jolly Green Giant used to look back in the day. That could get, through this area. Because the mountains, you gotta remember, Chinooks could only go in certain places because they had enough lift. Mm-hmm. And so we got him on there. The thing was too big. We couldn't move it. It smelled worse than a skunk. The corpse that's been around for a while
really fell.
Oh, it was like a combination because of the, how do you put that, the persistence of a skunk smell. But once the helicopter came in, dropped its little hook, and off he goes. The communication was sent out that we had a very large, possible human creature.
There you are in the hills of Afghanistan. How many troop members are you with?
We had 6 on my crew. When we say hills of Afghanistan, for us, we did not fly into the wilderness. We actually flew into a base. I guess this thing was transloaded out of the mountains by a CH-47. But I could see that it did have the 6 fingers. I remember taking my foot up and placing it up next to its foot, and it was extremely large. We estimated at about 12 feet, give or take. What I can tell you is the weight of the thing. Basically, it was approximately 1,500 pounds when it was getting on the aircraft. Now, if you take away the pallet weight and all the rigging that we had to hold this thing down, we figured it was around 1,100 pounds.
Of course we're upset. That's a given, okay? We lost a very good guy. Add to that, you're discussing something that even in our after action report, they're saying rewrite it. And we had to rewrite it the way they wanted.
How many fingers?
Six toes. And the nails were weird because if you see somebody that ever has, I don't know what it's called, but it's
Like a fungus on
their nails, how they get pointy and they're like gnarly, that's what they look like.
These X-Men. This entire film series is speaking about you being black people and your ancestors and the abilities that they had. And at the same time as that, it's also speaking of the future and what's going to happen in the future during this age of Aquarius when our abilities begin to become reawakened. This entire movie right here, X-Men Apocalypse, is talking about when the Anunnaki return, with Apocalypse representing the Anunnaki. You see in this movie, he would go to people and he would wake them up. He would give them a DNA upgrade, the mutant. And there was some mutants that was with him, and there was also some that were against him. This is the same thing that's going to happen in the future when the Anunnaki do return, the Elohim, the fallen angels. You're going to have to pick a side because they're coming to destroy and make way for the gods to take the planet back. Just about every spiritual or religious text talks about this in some way. Just like how the saying goes, they put the truth in the movies and the lies in real life. Peace to the gods.
So, you asked, are the Anunnaki really returning? When and what will happen to humanity? Like, what's the goal? Well, I got your answers right here. See that? The actual date is December 1st, 2022. Stop eating meat. Don't take the vaccine. Because there is a thing that the Anunnaki call contaminated. If you're contaminated, there's 3 levels of contamination: low, medium, and high. Now, if you choose to discount information like this, then it is completely your fault. That's all I'm gonna say. It's your fault. But nevertheless, you can get the book off Amazon, and it is quite interesting. It'll give you more than just, information on the Anunnaki returning to Earth. It'll give you information on the Greys, the agreements that they've had with the United States military for umpteen years, at least 60, 70 years. Not to mention the things that was happening before they came into an agreement. They was already abducting and taking people. They still are. But nevertheless, yes, they are really returning. They're the ones that created humans in the beginning. They are the ones that created this entire Earth. So, and real fast, the U.S. government is so fucking arrogant. They came once to tell, I think in 2004, 2005, they had a secret meeting, and the meeting couldn't contain no Greys. They made that clear. Her name was Ambar Nashti. Her name was Ulima Ambar Nashti. She had a meeting with the government, and she told them that they need to stop this collusion with the Greys, and just basically giving them fair warning that they're finna come cleanse the earth. And it's happening. It's gonna happen. And if you are too contaminated, the portals are gonna spit you right on out, and you won't be able to reproduce. So that's what that is. There's even more. There's a whole lot more. But yes, I thought I would answer this question.
There's a lot of fairy tales running around now about the Anunnaki because they see that we are remembering who we are. So they want to make the Annunaki look like the bad guys. Just like they made Killmonger look like the bad guy in Black Panther. When he wasn't. Killmonger wasn't the bad guy, but that's how they made him look. Because he was willing to stand up against T'Challa, who was soft. Magneto wasn't the bad guy in X-Men or Apocalypse. But that's how they made them look. Because they were willing to fight against the true oppressors in those movies. The Decepticons wasn't the bad guys in Transformers. No, they wasn't. The Autobots were. Because the Autobots wanted to protect the human beings, who were the ops who had took the whole planet from them. Meanwhile, the Decepticons, Megatron and them, was trying to kill them. They knew they was the ops. But in Transformers, Autobots get out of glory. Thanos wasn't the bad guy, the Avengers were. But they made Thanos look like the bad guy. He was just trying to bring balance to everything. And he knew that that would cause for a great reset. Let's tell these gods what they really in. Density. That's first. Understand that carbon, neuromelanin, and dark matter energy are all the same thing. They just at different vibrations. Carbon gonna stay carbon, but as you rise in frequency, once you get through liquid, gas realm, and plasma realm, it's neuromelanin, which means it's in a stronger state than when it's in a carbon state. And in that neuromelanin state, as you continue to rise up in frequency, it'll eventually go to a dark matter energy state. So the dark matter energy is you. This is why they fear you. This is why anybody with carbon, neuromelanin, dark matter energy is a weapon to them. You are feared. But you are in the lower state here in the solid realm. So all the power of the dark matter energy still is in you. But you have to go through extra steps in the solid realm to access it, to activate it. You have to activate it. So that means you get a phone. You get the phone, but you got to activate it, right? You got the dark matter energy and the neuromelanin, but you have to activate it. Because you are in density. You're going to realize that you control the density. But then you go ask, why can you control the density? And there go all these questions that they have to answer. So we'll just make up this story about this unidentified force that holds you to the ground, and we'll call it gravity. Soon you'll realize that all these scientific laws were set in place to limit your thinking, to stop you from activating your carbon, aka neuromelanin, aka dark matter energy. Now, in the beginning, our goddesses created themselves out of pure dark matter energy. So that means darkness is the normal, original color. I don't like to say black. I say it so I don't lose nobody. But black, the way they created the term black was to be used in derogatory term. Because we supposed to have two X's as well. But we don't. Because we came second, motherfucker. They created us, motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? By them creating us, this is why they have two X's. And we have a whole X and a half an X. Because a Y ain't nothing but a half an X. A Y is an X, but it's missing one of the legs, so it becomes a Y. Because a little bit of those genetics are missing. See? That's why. That's the true reason why. The XY chromosome. Exactly. Alright? The X chromosome was first. That's why they check every baby folk. Like, every time it's a spirit or soul, they know how powerful we is. They know we certain souls that gave them, like, real trouble because we gods. So this is why every time a baby is born, they gotta draw the blood because they be trying to figure out exactly who we are, and only the blood gonna tell them that because the spirit is in the blood. See what I'm saying? They can read your electrical energy, your dark matter energy through your blood. Alright? So when they draw the blood, it let them know what bloodline you are anciently descended from. Not just in the physical, because your blood doesn't come from the physical. Remember, you ever heard the saying, your blood blue until the oxygen hit it, then it turned what? Red. Your blood is given to you from the Annunaki, gods and goddesses, Sirius star system. It's an esoteric thing. It's a metaphysical connection that links you back to our home planet, Sirius. Sirius X, Xylanthia. That's where we come from. It's the headquarters. It's the center of the whole multiverse. And out of the whole entire Sirius star system, our planet don't glow. It's jet black. You can't even see it, nigga. Because it's pure dark matter energy. And the other planets around our planet in the Sirius, they light up. Sirius A, B, C. But we X. Why X? Because the X chromosome was first. That's what our goddesses possessed. You get what I'm saying? This all metaphysics.
The Annunaki are the original woolly 9 ether hair gods, and we are their woolly 9 ether hair children.
Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they were.
Listen closely to the whole video.
Wow.
Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whispered tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels.
They are not the fallen angels.
The Middle East.
The gods that are coming are definitely
the Annunaki.
The fallen angels have been here,
At that
living
time, I
amongst
didn't
us.
know.
What do you
So
think
we
now?
have been in touch with the Anunnaki.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClelland sort of testimony that talks about, this very, very tall spaceman do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClelland always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on the television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
So if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
People with dark skin getting off. Black skin. Were they tall? Very tall.
Oh, you got up pretty good.
Well, what?
Safe. 7 feet would be.
يتوفر في أجواء ذي قار هو أجواء إيجابية، بمعنى أن السومريين لما استقروا في هذه الأرض كانوا يعلمون تماما أن هذه الأرض بأجواءها هي أجواء ملائمة للتحليق في الفضاءات، وكان من هنا تنطلق المركبات الفضائية السومرية نحو الكواكب الأخرى. والسومريين أول من اكتشف الكوكب رقم 12 الذي اعترفت به وكالة ناسا الفضاء قبل بضعة أيام والذي أطلقوا عليه.
This is the mother plane he is talking about. And there is a drive in you to find your way back to the divine craft designed by the Most High on you.
Since the advent of Nibiru, the United States does not sell defense. Man includes so much. How to rekindle the United States being superpower.
Superpowers. The weak have taken the earth. For this, I was betrayed. False gods. Idols. No more. I have returned.
That starts today.
Sons by another son, and that son will be more prominent as we get into the fifth dimension. That has been referred to by many as Nibiru, and I'll leave it there.
So, in terms of the effect of all the...
What's up, everybody? Yo, one thing, y'all forgot something. Y'all, don't forget to visit the Awakening store. Hey, shh. I hear somebody coming. Okay, we good. Hey, one thing y'all need to do, y'all need to go and visit the Awakening store. If you want to lift your vibration up, hey, everything you need is on that Awakening store. You know what I'm saying? 5D store. I'm not playing with you. I'm telling you, it's on eBay. Everybody.